Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Papa Joe Show. You know, that thing won't slide off, so it's nice and easy. It always wants to be irritable. I don't know what's up with that thing, but hey, we are here doing the best we can with what we got. Amen? Amen. That's all we can do. That's it. Just the best we can with what we got. I can't believe what's going on in this world today. Take a break for a little bit, turn my head around the corner, and the world goes crazy. Absolutely nuts. I am not sure what you people are thinking. You can't even have a vote, do an election, do a recount because I just want to make sure. And if your recount is not going exactly right, let's threaten their people and their family. Let's threaten their family and threaten them with whatever we can to make people certify the vote. Yeah, that's the world we live in. Are you kidding me? So, how bad is it going to get? Who is going to do what, when? That's what we really need to know here. Something to be considered. I mean, absolutely, positively be considered. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. My God. How far have we fallen as a society already? And how much further will we fall? That's the question that begs. It needs to be answered. How much further are we going to fall? It's getting to the point where people don't trust people. And with what's coming down the pike, they won't have to intimidate you anymore, except to use other tactics of intimidation. It's just all, I shouldn't say I should strike that. And it's not that they won't intimidate you, it's just they're going to change their tactics very shortly. You can even, we've got Wayne County, Michigan, on November 19th. And this information comes from Fox News and the New York Post. It says Janie Ellis, a senior legal advisor to the Trump 2020 campaign, told Fox News on Tuesday that two Republicans on Michigan's Wayne County Board of Canvassers involved in a brief deadlock in the county's election certification process faced threats and allegations of racism before they agreed to certify the ballots. I mean, these threats went on to say, yeah, we know where your kids are, and they go for this wonderful school, and look, they're white, and I'm sure they're surrounded by hundreds of black children. That's a threat. That's an insinuation. It doesn't matter how it comes out. That's a threat. So we will have our way, or we'll ruin your family. Are you kidding me? That's where we're at? That's a totally different kind of war tactic, buddy. Totally different. And Facebook again blocked me. How about that? Is anybody surprised? I mean, really? Are you surprised at all? I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. It's craziness. Absolutely crazy. So we'll just have to see how this thing all plays out. Can't post anything on Facebook still. They got me blocked. I'm not sure how that came about, but there it is. It did. So this goes on to say that their decision to side with the Democratic colleagues was dramatic and viewed by conservatives on social media as a uh, uh, capitulation after brutal 2-hour public pressure campaign. Ellis told Shannon Bream, the host of the show, that she received reports that these two board members currently spotted discrepancies and said that the ballot counts in 71% of the county's precincts do not match voter rolls. 71%. My phone. 71%. That's an incredible amount. %71 of them aren't matching the vote. And they threatened them to lie and say it was okay. That's how much they're cheating by. And to go on and say that there's nothing wrong here. Move along. That's significant, she said. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, you should be concerned about that. Kayleigh McEnany, Trump's White House press secretary, announced earlier on Twitter that there were 234 pages of sworn affidavits raised against allegations of fraud in the country. William Hartman, Monica Palmer, the canvassers, had been praised by fellow Republicans. John James, the Republican Senate candidate from the state who is black, said he applauded them for their bravery in the face of unbelievable pressure to ignore inconvenient truths that threatened our democracy. And that's what it's going to take, ladies and gentlemen, more and more of that. You have to stand up for your belief. Your lockdowns and all this crap that they keep shoveling on us is only as good as you let it be. It's only that good. If you tolerate it, then it's a strong thing. They said we can't go out. We have to stay in our house. If you go out anyway, after a while, there'll be enough of us doing it that they can't stop us all. They can't stop us. And that's right. We say they can't stop us all. That means somebody will eventually get stopped. But if you don't stand up for your rights, you're not going to have nothing. A lot of people says, well, you know, when they have this great big battleground, and you see the battlegrounds like Mel Gibson and the movie he did, Braveheart, okay? And they had these huge armies, okay? But Mel Gibson wasn't in the back of the army. He was on the front line leading the charge. And he made it through every battle. Some guys didn't make it through. But you're either leading the charge or you're getting caught behind the battle lines and taking your chances there. I mean, standing in the back of the battle doesn't always make it a better thing. You know, if you can fight your way through the front of the crowd, the first one through doesn't have to deal with the aftermath left behind. Unless you want to go back there and kick some more butt. You know, you're just in the mood for swinging a sword and decapitating a few people, you know. But you get the gist of it. You have to stand in this day and age. If you do not stand, you do not stand a chance. You hear what I'm saying? You want to stand a chance? You got to stand up. Here's another situation. I just got this in just today, just a few minutes ago from Epic Times. Lawyer who represented Trump in Pennsylvania placed under protection after a threat of harm. Judge allows attorney Linda Kearns to withdraw from the case. A Philadelphia lawyer who had represented the Trump campaign was placed under official protection after receiving threats of harm, according to papers that were filed on November 18th. The attorney, Linda Kearns, was the subject of threats of harm to the point of which the involvement of the police and the U.S. Marshals has been necessary to provide for her safety. Judge Matthew Brenner allowed Kearns to withdraw as counsel for the Trump campaign, according to a court filing. Earlier this week, Kearns sought sanctions against a lawyer working for a law firm representing the Democrat Pennsylvania Secretary of State Kathy Buxvard. After Kearns received harassments and threatening phone calls over the weekend in connection with her representation of President Donald Trump. Kearns wrote on November 16th that she had been subject to continuous harassments and the abusive mails, emails, phone calls, physical and economic threats, and even accusations of treason, all for representing the President of the United States. Campaign in this litigation. Campaign spokesman Tim Motterer also confirmed the development. Kearns later sought permission to quit working on the case. So, again, you either charge or you get ran over, and she got ran over. She didn't stay the course. But we know that the violence is real, but you have to fight. You have to put yourself in a position where you're ready to fight no matter what they're doing and no matter what's coming next. If you don't stand up and fight, then we're powerless. You have to stand up and fight. You can't let them only let 6 people come to your house for Thanksgiving Day. You can't let them cancel Christmas in your house. You can't let them only let 5 people out of a congregation of 500 go to church at a time, when 30 people can go to a funeral. And if you're having a protest, it's unlimited, however many people you want. So I think you should protest every Sunday, about the lockdown in your church, or at the church, or in the parking lot. You got to stand up. We're coming to the point where you're just going to have to stand. It's going to get crazy. You have to stand. That's all I can say for you. I'm sorry for you. I really am. I'm sorry that we're in this day and time. We can't just return to watching video games. Can't do it. We have to. We absolutely have to take care of matters at hand. When your kids need discipline, okay, when they need discipline, do you just put it off to the side and let them get away with it because they're making your life absolutely miserable because you discipline them? You know, you discipline them again. Those of you that did not spank your children, you have to deal with your children now. Now all the rest of us has to deal with your undisciplined children of right and wrong. This is a coup, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute coup. What are you going to do about it? You have to stand up. People don't like to hear it, they don't want to hear it, but that's exactly where we are at in this time and age. Stand up for your freedom, stand up for your rights, or lose them. It's that simple. All right, we're going to take a break for a minute. I'm going to come right back to you. You're listening to the Papa Joe Show right here on Armor Radio. Some music for you to play, and stay tuned. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, I got it turned down. Stay tuned. We're almost there. How can it be? Yeah? God is so awesome. We just have to give him praise. Think about where we're at and the times we're living in. It is getting crazy out there, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely, positively crazy. I know my camera been and stopping and not sure what's the cause to that, but the audio keeps playing on. And so we just keep on going on and doing the best we can. All right. So I got this crazy story. The Biometric digital ID wallet Now they say it's just for the UN employees. It's not going to stop there. They're probably making an announcement. They're getting everybody ready. And this has got the Telltale New Green Deal all over it. And they've got this thing set up so it connects into every single part of your life. Every single part of it. All right? It is crazy. Absolutely. And so I've got a audio file here I'm going to play for you, but let me tell you what it says. Recently, the United Nations had a big announcement that went largely unnoticed this weekend, including the rollout of the biometric digital wallet. An announcement that one of its specialized agencies, the International Civil Aviation Organization, is one step closer to internationally recognizing digital travel credentials. And we've seen this oftentimes in movies. But this thing brings us one step closer to a digital ID. Who you are, what you're doing. And it will control our lives. Granted, it's on the phone because they already know if you got to take the chip and put it in your arm. There are so many Americans going to turn it down. But this is an app for your phone, and that's what it establishes. And you have a choice to be part of it or not. But eventually, they're going to mandate that everybody is part of it, just like a driver's license. And so it goes on to say that this particular UN biometric digital wallet is intended for UN employees, and it can be used for data related to human resources, medical status, travel, payroll, pensions. I hope you see where this is going. Every aspect of it raises the question, what kind of social controls could this possibly provide for technocrats if people decide not to obey certain restrictions or requirements? You don't want to obey us and you want to go out after lockdown? Fine. We will shut off your finances from you. No more finances for you. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me play you this audio. Excuse me. Ooh, stop that. Let me play you this audio. And you can get the full picture. What happened there?
Welcome, everyone. I'm Spiro. Thanks for tuning in. There's a lot going on and a lot to cover, but in this report, I'd like to specifically focus on one of the major changes coming our way as we transition into the Great Reset and the new digitalized system of control, and that is digital IDs, a topic we have covered here on the show previously. I'll leave some in-depth reports on that regarding the UN's work with the Gates Foundation and ID 2020, among many others, to establish a digital identity and birth registration for everyone on the planet under Sustainable Development Goal 16.9, which is part of the UN's 2030 agenda. But for now, I want to focus on this news that just came out here within the past couple of days. The International Civil Aviation Organization, which is a specialized agency under the United Nations, has announced they are one step closer to bringing digital identity-based travel to a reality. They have endorsed specifications for the first digital travel credentials. Now, additionally, the United Nations just announced that they are rolling out its own biometric digital identity wallet. As you can see here on Biometric Update, the UN Digital Solutions Center is a pilot project for the World Food Program, which is a United Nations program, and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and the United Nations International Computing Center, which I have reported on previously, that was was very instrumental in the development and implementation and rollout of 5G almost a decade ago. So this particular UN biometric digital wallet is intended for UN employees, and it can be used for human resources, medical status, like vaccine status, travel, there's your health passport, payroll, and pensions. It's going to be hooked up to your financials. Now, this can also be used for onboarding new employees or helping transition those who are leaving or retiring away from the organization. Like here, promo video.
Digital transformation is changing the way we manage our data, our information, our interactions, and our identities online. The United Nations is ready to digitally transform how it deals with identity, with a system to streamline information sharing, daily workflows, access to platforms and buildings, operating across agencies, by providing personnel with a universal system-wide identity solution. Introducing the UN Digital ID, a unique and digital identity for UN personnel from the day you join to the day you come. All of your personal, HR, medical, security, payroll, and pension data in the palm of your hand, giving you full control on what you share and with whom. With blockchain and biometrics, the UN Digital ID makes verification efficient, secure, transparent, immutable, portable, and universal. It's been piloted by different agencies and the UN Pension Fund, where they've replaced manual processes with certainty for who and where pension recipients say they are at any given time. Imagine a regional field office has just joined the UN. She uses the mobile app to obtain a digital wallet, stored securely in her smartphone and only accessible to her with biometrics. Even better than a physical wallet, she can store all her credentials issued by any UN organization in her digital wallet. She has immediate access to all certificates, answers from UN, medical records from allergies to vaccinations, also making any transfer to another organization a breeze. As innovation transforms the world, we can improve the way we manage our identities and life. UN Digital IDs, a building block for digital cooperation, unlocking the promise of their SDGs.
I hope you see where this is going. Every aspect of our lives will be centrally digitalized using biometrics, AI, and 5G, and in many cases, blockchain. And you hear the so-called stakeholders, such as United Nations, and central banks, or governments, or the World Economic Forum, Twitter the other day, reference the private sector. We are talking about tech companies, fintech companies like Ripple, or foundations like IOTA, who are currently working on digital IDs, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies, smart cities, and the Internet of Things, just to name a few. Now, this is the new digital system of control the social engineers are referring to when they talk about the Great Reset, along with social controls via one, the merger of man and machine via World Economic Forum's Fourth Industrial Revolution, which Musk's brainchild of Neuralink fits into nicely, doesn't it? Now, all of the pieces of the puzzle are hiding out there in plain sight. And of course, this new system is being ushered in and justified by the current manufacturing crisis. This is classic problem reaction solution. It's not just happening in some far off world. You have years before it will affect you. This is the rollout side implementation phase. Exams today, the Quaint, a leading global provider of identity verification solutions, announced today that it has become an official member of Digital ID Authentication Council of Canada. And when you look at their partners, it's crypto exchanges, credit card companies, banks, and what are they interested in? It says right here, document authentication, behavior data, biometric verification, liveness detection, transactions, your personal data, digital footprint. And what industries are they working in? Well, currently they're working in retail, telecom, health, finance, banking, transportation / travel, government, and border control. All of these aspects will be part of your digital identity, including your credit and social credit score. Just today, they announced a partnership with Canada's government. So this is moving forward day by day. And there are countless other examples, like MasterCard working on biometric record for the wellness pass, health passport. Now, why would a credit card company be interested or concerned about your current immunization status? I'm sure you can see or imagine where this may be going. For example, Spiro, you didn't get your latest shot, your booster shot. We'll have to impose travel restrictions upon you. You can't go to work, and we're going to freeze your assets or your payments until you comply. Is that really too far off? Because it certainly seems like they're setting up the framework for a coercion scheme just like that. They may not have to mandate anything after all if they can encourage you to obey. Now, although we are seeing more talk about restrictions on those who do not comply, for example, to go to pubs, restaurants, or even to their places of work, this is even this week out of the UK. Now, unfortunately, that's all the time I have for this one. Remember, this manufacturing crisis isn't going away by itself. The amount of tyranny people live under is the exact amount people know of it. And the United Nations is making good moves along with a lot of other now heading towards this new digital system of control. I'm Spiro. Thanks for watching.
Tyranny. That's it. How much of a level of a tyranny are you anticipating to fall under? How much will you allow? That's the question. How much tyranny will you allow? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's so well organized. It is biometric. You touch it, and it's not only fingerprint. It's got biometric. Heat signature, everything. It knows it's you. I'm sure it has a retina scanner and everything. Biometrics. We know where you are. And why are you away from your device? That's another factor. What happens when we start walking away from our devices? Why is your device in a garbage can? We're cutting you off. No more pay for you. You can't go to work anymore. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's end times. It's end times prophecy. It's headed our way on a large scale. Huge scale. Holding. It didn't say we had to go along with it. God said, fight. Stand up. Don't succumb to the tyranny. They might do it in UN, but there's no way that they have to force it on us unless you let them. Unless you let them. It's crazy out there. Just crazy. You can't let them do it. You can't let them get away with it. We can't be subject. We don't want to be subjects. We want to be citizens. And that's what they want you to be, as subjects. They've been trying this, setting up this hierarchy where we are beneath them and rule us. In America, as we understand it, we are in charge of them. And until that changes, until you let them take it from you, that's the way it is. But if you let them take it from you, they're going to have you underfoot. How much more can we implement to you in your life? Pure out and out socialism. They call us fascists. We're fascists because we want freedom. Because we don't want to be under control of the government. So we're fascists. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And they are well organized. Well organized. They know what they're doing. They know what they're going to do. And they're under the unction of the devil. I'm telling you. Absolute unction of the devil. Man, that's got me all discouraged. You got to stand up and fight. We can't just go home and watch TV and life it goes on a merry way. You're going to have to stand up, America. And this is why Facebook blocks me. They don't want you to hear what I am telling you. If you don't stand up now, when you realize that you should have stand up, it'll be too late. It's just like praying. We were leading the charge, praying and trying to get folks to come in and pray with us. And guess what? Not many people showed up to pray. There was a lot, but there wasn't a lot. You know what I mean? There wasn't enough. And then towards the end, it all tapered off. People are too compliant and complacent. That's all right. This is one of those things that God's going to put on your butts and drop you to your knees and make you wish you had. You're going to wish you had. Stop and listen to God, because there is no stop, drop, and roll in hell. And if you take the mark of the beast, guess what? Hell bird bound. No redemption for you. None. Scary stuff, man. Absolutely scary. Biometrics. They have control of your medical, your travel. You can't go anywhere. Your own payroll, your pension. They'll have control of everything. All your education, all your stats, everything in a minute, in a moment. Whoop, 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 whoop. Pull it all up. It really makes you stop and think. It really does. How far have we fallen as a nation? God help us. God help us. We've fallen so far. We are fighting the spiritual battle behind the election. If you don't get out and pray, it's spiritual warfare. That's what you're doing when you're praying. Spiritual warfare. You got to speak things into fruition. You got to speak it from nothing to something. God did it when he created Adam, the world. He spoke it into existence. Jesus spoke healing and raised Lazarus from the dead. And that's not the only man he raised. You've got to reach out. Got to reach out. It's getting deep around here. That's all I got for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to the Papa Joe Show right here on Armor Radio. Tune in tomorrow night right here at 6 p.m. on Armor Radio as www.armorradio.com. Listen, I've got toys. We got toys out there. And I've got a radio lined up. We've got to talk to you about real quickly. Then I'm going to get off this horn. All right. And so, what is that? This is Today's Images in Main Street. Debbie Butler, she has a toy box. Now, let me tell you what's going on. There is such an overwhelming need for toys and help for Christmas that we normally take names, but we're not taking names this year. We're doing the toy boxes. Okay. And so that's what I have here for you. I have here, and this is today's images here in Highlands County, 15 West Street, Avon, Florida. And you can get in contact with Debbie, and she is dropping off Christmas presents, or she's taking his. And what happens with the Christmas boxes is we're having a contest. You got the prettiest Christmas box, then they set you up and as many toys as you can get to help us out this year. That's phenomenal, phenomenal. And we will go from there and see how it all goes. Amen. And figure it out and do the best we can. And we'll take care of a bunch of kids. And then I got Adrian Galazar, House of Style, has a toy box out. Where's his address? This one is at 1014 US 27 South Avon Park, Florida. You can go by House of Style. Their phone number, if you live close to that, is 863-978-3024. And then I've got Havana Restaurant and Bakery, and that's 2912 US 27 North, Sebring, Florida, 863-385-8051. If you live in Sebring, this is your drop off for toys to help with Christmas in the Highlands. And then there's also Today's Creations. And Annette Herbert, contact her. She's at 930 Sebring Square Plaza. That's where the Winn-Dixie and the Papa John's is and all that. She's right in there next to the Broken Egg. And then, I just did that one, the Havana Bakery. And then we have His for Life Ministries, 19 South Lake Avenue in Avon Park. They have services on Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. You can go and you can drop off toys just before that. You can be there at 6 and drop off toys for them. Another thing is Papa John's Pizza in Sebring Square Plaza. And that's right there where the Winn-Dixie is. Papa John. It's only Papa John's in this neck of the woods. And so that's it. That's all. So we've got so many needs out there, and we need your help to get this thing done. And as this list builds, because I've got a whole bunch of other lists out there that I've got to go through and call them and figure out whether or not they've got their toys all set up. And so we can get as many toys as we can for this year and see how it goes. Okay? All right. God is so good. He answers prayers all the time. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in today and welcome you to tune in during the day tomorrow at 9 a.m. There's Pastor Wendell Smith. We're keeping him in prayer as he's going through a major trial. But you don't have to miss any of his ministry and his church services. They start at 9 a.m. and go until 11 a.m. weekdays. And then after that, we have His for Life Ministries, or not His for Life, God. We have Ambassadors for Christ, and that's Brother Roy. And he does that from 4 until 6, we have Freedom with Pastor Ron Zimmer. And then at 6 o'clock, we have the Papa Joe until 7. And then at 7, we've got prayer. So we need to be in prayer over this whole fiasco, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Can't get away from it. You got to pray. You either pray now or wake up and realize you should have prayed later. Okay? Earlier. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. All right, that's it for the Papa Joe Show tonight. God bless you all and have a good night. And we will see you